Hello everyone and welcome to today's Stocks and Crypto YouTube Charts video. I am No FOMO Charts. Today is February 28, 2026, Saturday. It's about 11:15 p.m. at night Eastern Standard Time. Welcome everyone. This is a swing trading and investing YouTube Charts channel. Let's begin with the weekly watch list. I'll bring up here in a moment. Weekly watch list. Upcoming stock earnings releases, some retail stores, and some computer-based companies. This week we have Best Buy, Target, Broadcom, Rigetti Computing for quantum computer fans, Costco store. Economic data, we have unemployment claims, average hourly earnings, retail sales, core retail sales, unemployment rate. Recent news, the USA and Israel launched a joint military strike operation against Iran's leader this past weekend. OpenAI reaches an AI agreement deal with the USA Defense Department. NVIDIA earnings missed both EPS and revenue estimates. GTC 2026 conference is in mid-March. Let's go to the charts. Starting off with SPY. S&P 500 ETF still consolidating now. Resistance 697, support 676 in this yellow box, still going sideways. We're still in the longer term golden cross bullish momentum trend. Oscillators are neutral except for MACD histogram has some bullish momentum building. It is the end of the month, so it's important to look at the monthly chart weekly. We have potentially a doji candle from last month. The stochastic RSI on a monthly is high, so is RSI. A little bit concerning. There's a little bit of this bearish momentum that's showing up on the charts in the MACD separate, right? But that could take years to play out, but it's worth noting for investors. If we go to a weekly chart, we are also losing momentum, but the RSI is not that extreme. The stochastic RSI is getting down below 26. If we have any good news in the next couple months, we could actually bounce. It's just fading because of AI and stocks selling off and software stocks selling off as well. If we go intraday, 4 hour is oversold, stochastic RSI. It's actually starting to tighten up on a 4 hour. We just lost that symmetrical triangle formation. So we'll see on Monday if it's actually going to dump in the price or not. Hourly has had a little bit of bullish momentum. So I'm not going to call it right now because I want to see just a few more days of news reaction, because sometimes analyzing charts on a Saturday, especially ETFs, it could definitely change Monday morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time for stock trading. QQQ, NASDAQ ETF. Let's start with the monthly. Monthly, there was that lower high below 630. And we can see some shooting stars, doji candle. If it's severe, the downtrend can continue to 578. The weekly chart is low stochastic, interesting. And the daily chart, we can see that MACD is building, except we're stochastic high RSI. So for me as a technical trader, what that means is there's momentum building, but it has to trigger intraday first, because if it's just technicals only, it is overbought right now. But if we go into 4 hour, 1 hour, even 15 minute, there could be a small bounce upcoming unless the news reaction is really bad. This is how I'm probably going to play NASDAQ ETF just watching it, is I'm noticing that we have this support trend line to this downside here, this kind of wedge formation. So as long as we hold above 600, we might be able to survive and continue an uptrend. If it starts dumping 3 days nonstop in a row, then I'm obviously not going to buy anything. Let's go to oil. As I was saying, for a couple of weeks now, US oil has been in a golden cross since beginning of February 3rd, 2026. It actually did not come down as much as I wanted to in the price. So I'll redraw this. If we zoom out to a monthly, you can see that oil was pretty severely oversold. Interesting on a monthly chart, is this our giant upside down head and shoulders? Are we about to break out on oil? It could take, I mean, on a monthly chart, this can last for 5 years. So it's really interesting to see if that's going to play out or not. Weekly chart, this consolidation chop, we have this resistance above $82 to $84. I want to be careful that I'm not chasing too hard here because there's many entry opportunities in the $67 range. Interesting. Going to be honest, this chart kind of reminds me of Bitcoin price action in terms of consolidation. For example, Bitcoin price right now has been holding above 63,000, 64,000. And it's kind of similar to oil, that oil ETF was holding above 65 for 2 years straight. So it was tradable. Okay, so now that we're in this golden upcross on the daily chart, for me, if I want to get in for my next entry, I need to play probably, if it's uptrending, a 4-hour stochastic RSI oversold. Or I could try to enter in a 1-hour RSI oversold or a 200 EMA line touch dip if the trend's going to be strong. But because it's approaching that upper resistance, I'm going to have some caution here unless it really extremely breaks out. Natural gas is the opposite. Natural gas still in a severe downtrend. The weekly chart, it does have some bullish momentum, but it's been building for over 6 months straight. Only thing that I could say for natural gas is, as long as we hold above $10, there's a chance. As long as we hold above $10, there's a chance here that we could survive and try to have one more bull momentum here on the charts in terms of the price. I do like how stochastic RSI is oversold here. RSI is not super oversold, so I need to wait for maybe this double momentum to play out. But if I'm very disciplined, I need to not play V-shaped recoveries. I need to wait for an uptrend, actual price trending or consolidation sideways, and then the reversal to the upside. GLD, gold ETF, with all this uncertainty that's happening with AI, stocks, macro, global events, is gold is really still our safe haven. The 50 EMA and the 20 EMA still holding as support. See if we can target that $500 target by the end of the year or mid-year. Silver, beautiful double bottom. This is what dreams are made of. As a technical analyst, double bottom on silver after a huge crash. We broke out past $77 neckline. And if this is going to go to the full range, the target, there's still a little bit left. 87.75 is that upside target for the first target. If it's going to go double the target, 30% from the breakout, $100 silver target. Now, I do want to caution people that momentum, this is the danger here. There was that double bottom. There was a low stochastic RSI setup. Now it's high stochastic RSI setup. So need to be careful here. Need to be buying support and not resistance, or else I could get stopped out by market maker bots and algorithms who are, because this is an hourly uptrend, they're going to short down using their AI algorithms some of these technical overbought levels, and then I need to try to catch one of those dips if this is going to continue going or not. It doesn't have to continue. Let me just go and look at some of my stocks that I was looking at this week. I would say in this market right now, instead of trying to cherry pick too many tech stocks or AI, I'll just show a few golden crosses that I found. Even though Target has upcoming earnings on March 3rd, which is just a few days from now, they did have a golden cross printed on February 5. I mean, this is not oversold levels, but if that's real, because Target has been in such a downtrend since November 2024, we finally got that up cross. And if earnings are good, we could get a gap up of 10%. I just hope that the golden up cross actually sustains longer than last time. That would be nice. UPS also had a golden up cross on, this is kind of old news now, but January 20. And UPS was also in a pretty severe downtrend since May 2023. So this is pretty significant that I'm watching that as well. This is more of a meme stock play, but BKKT, their earnings is on Monday. The only thing that caught my eye is if they have good earnings, this could be a double bottom play. If they have bad earnings, it's probably going to crash down to like $7.50 or even $7. Get a massive crash. But BKKT, crypto wallet based stock. Last time we had upside down head and shoulders, and I don't want to give people bad information or get their hopes up. Is just everyone knows if BKKT explodes to the upside, sometimes the short squeeze is massive. Sometimes even the mini short squeeze was still 95%. So I may or may not play options on this. We'll see. But downside risk, I'll just use a risk to reward ratio here just so people could see where my mind is. If the ATR is $1.23, this is at least a 30% stop loss play, at least. So I'll probably have to do a small position, or I might just play options. We'll see what happens with that one. Robinhood still printed that down cross. Dangerous to try to catch one of those, but what's interesting is price is going sideways and then the momentum's building just like Bitcoin is. So it's on my watch list. Oracle has been in a severe downtrend, price down negative 50, over 50%. So this lock here. Right now, 55% down from their all-time high. What caught my eye is it's sort of like Bitcoin. We're starting to go sideways here at 138 support level I'm watching. Uber and Lyft, very interesting. They're both in a downtrend, but Uber had a little bit of this. This could be a dead cat bounce in terms of just rallying and then crashing again, but it did catch my eye in terms of potential double bottom on Lyft, although it's very dangerous on the death cross right there on the chart. Palantir about to death cross, but there is that momentum here. This could be broad correlation. We could see a lot of charts that I'm showing. It just went from low stochastic to high stochastic. MACD is in the middle of building. Algorithmic trading, it just looks like there could be a little bit, if it's bullish, maybe we could bounce to 150. Okay, let's go to crypto now and end this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Welcome to the crypto segment. Let's start with Total, TOTAL. crypto market cap. Let's focus on the positive and the negatives. The positive about this chart is we've been going sideways in crypto, some crypto altcoins and Bitcoin prices for about at least a few days now. That's good. We're holding above the 2.15 trillion market cap. And if we're in a symmetrical triangle right now, if I just measure the triangle, it's plus or minus 10% from this breakout spot. If we break out tomorrow or Monday, we could go to 2.53 trillion. If we crash negative 10%, we could go down to 2.06 trillion. Oscillators, the trend is still downtrending. Excuse me, first, you're still downtrending inside of a death cross. Oscillators, very similar to stocks. We went from low stochastic to high stochastic momentum in the middle of building right now. Squeeze is building, but we're still in that downtrend, and we can have some consolidation price action go sideways before we need one more squeeze to try to rally again. If we use Fibonacci for support levels, let's rewind all the way to the recent crypto bottom of January 2023 to our euphoria high of October 2025. We are symmetrical triangle between the 50% retrace of Fibonacci and the 618, which is why it's significant for me. If we're using trend lines analysis, not quite there yet in terms of the bottom trend line. So right now, if we go to Bitcoin on Bitstamp, Bitcoin holding above $64,000 and a very similar setup. Symmetrical triangle, measured move 5 to 10%. If we go the full 10% move on Bitcoin, $74,000 Bitcoin, price target, negative 10%, take us down to 60,383. Still in that downtrend in the price, death crossed since November 2025. We do the same Fibonacci, bottom of 2023 to the top of euphoria high, Bitcoin 125K. October 2025, we once flash crashed to almost the 618 level, which is about $57,500 Bitcoin. Some of those momentum, my mouse is frozen. Let me change my mouse for a minute, ran out of battery. Momentum on the oscillators, we went from low stochastic to high stochastic, and the MACD is still building. Even though we have a little bit of squeeze going on, there is some momentum on the RSI. So crypto, I think, is a little more susceptible to this bullish squeeze, although it's going to take probably another month, I'm thinking about. Let's dig deeper. Bitcoin on the monthly chart. We're about to end the month in about 24 hours or 20 hours from now. And I like how we made a bounce off of the 50 monthly EMA, which is approximately $65,000 Bitcoin. Weekly as well, I like the fact that somebody down here, probably institutions, maybe strategy corporation company, is buying down here $65,000 Bitcoin, averaging in there. There is a little bit of double MACD momentum, but this could take many months to finish. This I'm talking about. Low stochastic RSI, I like it on the weekly as an investor. Daily chart, if we have that breakout, it's going to happen pretty soon. If we zoom in very, very closely, we're having the first one or two histogram tick bars up of uptrending momentum. Let me actually bring up a DMI indicator. Sometimes I use a DMI, directional movement index, just to see exactly what's going on here. DI plus, extra confirmation, my DI minus red, and ADX is yellow for me. And what I'm looking for is on intraday, it'll start to upcross first with the price. So we can see here, it is uptrending on the hourly, although the Bollinger Band area was kind of poked out and it might consolidate back down. But I like how in the hourly, it's starting to uptrend here on this DMI. Same thing with the 4-hour DMI as well. The daily has not DMI'd yet upcross, so that this is early in the uptrend reversal. But in terms of investing, sometimes I use that because when we get a serious DMI, like in April, May 25, it lasts for quite a long time, especially on a weekly chart. One of the secrets of crypto investing. Besides that, sometimes I'll use a super trend just to make sure we're above some kind of support level or V-stop. On a 4-hour, it's really choppy right now. Might be hard to see. But my super trend is in green and red. Very choppy. The trend is just going sideways, even on this indicator. Daily super trend is still red. Hourly is just barely up there. So that stop loss area zone is like 66,200. As long as we stay above that, a V stop as well. Sometimes I stack these. That's the ATR stop level for this. Could be about 1 or 1 to 2, 1.5 to 2 ATR. Just check. It's a 2 ATR stop loss multiplier. So as long as we stay above that, $66,000, maybe we'll survive and have a little uptrend reversal opportunity. Ethereum USD, in terms of trend, we're still in this downtrend in the price, death cross since November 2025. What's our monthly chart telling us? Monthly chart bounced off the 100 EMA monthly, strong. Weekly is below the 200 EMA, but very similar to Bitcoin, is building, starting the momentum phase of bull. But it could take months for that to play out. Daily chart, I do like the squeeze, that 1 to 4 days of uptrending momentum. It just means we might get a little pop up, maybe a little short squeeze coming on. Last time we had this setup, it was interesting. We actually dumped, because intraday oscillators are too high. We actually dumped negative 10%, and then we went up 20 plus 20%. So that's the kind of volatility that we're living in right now. It's just a giant box of volatility. We're going plus or minus 10% on some of these cryptos. If I was forced to buy at this moment in time, my ATR would be $135 times 2. So 14% stop loss in a small to medium-sized position. Try to target 28%, which would be $2,600 Ethereum on this zone. It might hit 2,300 soon, but I don't want to chase too hard because I actually missed this bottom 1,800. So if I'm gonna get in, I might just get in a little bit and just let it ride, meaning let it move around and not be afraid of volatility. Similar setup. Hourly is actually overbought at this moment in time, so I'm guessing I'm assuming, educated guess, is that we're gonna fade slowly for a couple days, and once it gets oversold somewhere deep, and then we get that reaction. All right, let's go faster, wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. XRP also consolidating, still in the downtrend. Momentum needs to build much more strongly, but I'm watching for that break above 145, support at $1.30. Solana USD still downtrending in the price. That squeeze momentum is slowly building, but last time, because we're in a downtrend, it could actually keep falling in the price because somebody might, big institutions and players, whales might keep selling their position. So I need to wait for deep oversold conditions. Cardano is very similar, although at least Cardano is going more sideways in the price, which is good. Zcash, potential double bottom on Zcash. Interesting to see if it holds above 210, 212. Dash, death crossed, unfortunately, but sometimes Dash has a little bit of pop-up opportunity, 10 or 20%. Zen as well. Maybe a double bottom in the correlation with Zcash. Not really a double bottom. A wick double bottom, meaning somebody's buying that $5 level. There's actually RSI bullish divergence. That's what I'm seeing. So I might buy Zen. We'll see. Monero, even though the looming death cross is very scary, if we have a little support play. We need to hold above 310. Doge, are we going to get, could take months for Doge support to hold, but we could get a very quick 10-20% pop to the upside. And keep in mind, all of these setups are contingent on stable events with stocks and news. If something extremely bad happens in March, probably going to keep going down. But the fact that we haven't capitulation crashed for a couple weeks, this could be our tradable bottom. That's what I'm thinking about. XLM also going sideways, watching for the break above 18 cents, holding above 15 cents. SHIB, I don't want to call this a double bottom. Not really. But we might get a very small play. So I'm interested in some cryptos. Just be careful if, for me, because sometimes I get really aggressive. So I'm just going to build some small positions here. I already missed the bottom in terms of the flash crash happened overnight when I was sleeping. So I have to just kind of scale in slowly. But we're still downtrending. So the reason why I'm not pushing a lot of crypto setups on people is it's not a perfect A+ setup yet. Not yet. And the last thing I want to explain to people, if I'm an investor, if I believe crypto is going to stay for 25 more years, patience is the key for me as an investor mindset. And I need to wait for the next golden up cross. That will be the potential next signal. As an aggressive swing trader, I could try to still play this if there's momentum building, or a day trader. But I personally prefer the big setups, like a big golden cross where we get to hold for 2 years. I love those setups way more than little 1%, 5% scalps. I want to see crypto market recover like plus 50 to 100%. That's what I want to see as an investor over time. So I need to be patient myself and manage my risk in the times between that. So sometimes that's why I just walk away from the market, or I look at charts and then I look away, because I don't need to see tick for tick every single 5 minutes of the market. That's what the algorithms and bots are for. As an investor, I need to zoom way out. Look at a monthly, weekly, daily mindset. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like this video, learn something, consider clicking like or subscribing, hit the notification bell, and let's all manage our risk. And it's all about patience right now for stocks and crypto. See you in the next video.